Topspin, the hallmark of modern tennis. Hitting the ball in such a manner with the racket face facing downwards but moving upwards increases consistency and makes the ball harder to hit for the opponent as it kicks upwards after the bounce. Hitting upwards on the ball creates topspin, causing it to rotate forward as it is moving. A ball with a significant amount of topspin on it will utilize the Magnus effect and engage in a loop-like motion, a high peak followed by a steep drop. Under the Magnus effect, topspin produces a downward swerve of the ball, greater than would be produced by gravity alone. One way of explaining the Magnus effect is that because of the rotation and the fact that air acts as a viscous or sticky substance on the surface of the ball, a stream of air in the wake of the ball is being ejected upwards. As a reaction to this, the ball itself is pushed downwards, just in accordance with Newton's laws. Backspin is essentially the opposite of topspin. Hitting the ball with the racket face facing upwards but moving downwards imparts the Magnus effect as well, lifting the ball with the upwards force that fights against gravity. Thus, a ball with backspin on it will take longer to hit the ground and give a player more time to get back into position. The previous explanation for the Magnus effect still works, except this time, the air in the wake of the ball is ejected downwards, and the reaction of that is the ball being pushed upwards.
A common misconception that people have about tennis is that the power in a shot comes from one's arm, that the arm muscles do most of the work by exerting a force on the ball. However, most of the power, if we look at a pro play, comes from the movement of one's body. Angular and linear momentum will create a majority of the power behind the shot. When you look at a player hitting a big forehand, the common factor is that they are moving forwards at the same time as they are rotating their body to hit the shot. It is this momentum of the entire body moving forward and rotating that creates the power behind the shot.
Let's talk about serves. Some may wonder why the serve is the fastest shot in tennis, why the biggest forehands can reach only around 100 miles per hour, while big serves have exceeded 140. The answer lies in two things. Another component of force that service motion adds, the upward explosive motion of the player's body and the height at which the ball starts. The height factor is easy to explain. Because the ball starts at a higher point in the air, a player can hit it harder and still have it land inside of the court, because of the distance from the contact point to the point where it lands is greater. Greater velocity equals further travel. The other factor is a result of the leg usage to jump during the service motion. When players jump, they receive angular impulse from ground, which is transmitted to the trunk and passed on to the hitting arm segments, creating more power as the jump is not utilized very often in ground strokes.